on lessons of using your Bible. How many of you like to use a Bible or know how to use a Bible? I hope all the third graders and above do. Raise your hand, and I'm glad to see younger ones too. You know, the Bible tells you about God's love. And I want to give a thank you to all of our Sunday school teachers, and all of our congregations, because this year is a very special time for these third graders. And if it weren't for the congregation and the teachers who continue to teach, these children would not be able to continue to grow in their faith. Now, I would also like to thank Jeanette Birchman. Jeanette Birchman is a member of our church who is homebound, and she very diligently, for all these years, has sat and calligraphied in the Bibles that these third graders have received. I know my children even have a Bible, and they are 15 and 17 that have her calligraphy in there. So it's a great testament of her devotion to the children. Now, I'd also like to invite dedicated teachers who this year did teach this class to help me pass out the Bibles, and that is Karen Cole Hines and John Cummings. Okay, I'm now going to invite the third graders to come up on stage. Abby Badgley. John Cummings. Orion Freed. Lydia Gonzalez. Jonathan Cole Hines. Tierra Mann. Xylee Saunders. Lauren Smith. Lane Sproles. Dalton Thacker. And Katie Worley Ross. And now the teachers will say something.
John and I have had the great pleasure of teaching the Learning to Use My Bible curriculum to this wonderful group of third